Hey guys, I just want to check in with you at the start of this video because we've been a little bit off the grid. I hope you missed us. I am safely here in New Zealand and Jack is back in the UK. But our quest to leave China was borderline traumatic.
It's okay.
In the next few videos, we're going to show you exactly what went down. But bear in mind, this content was filmed a few weeks ago, so things were very, very different then. Basically, the day after we left, things took a complete U-turn and all the rules and regulations changed, which I don't think anybody saw coming. It happened really, really fast, so I imagine the next few months are going to be a little bit turbulent in China. But I really hope that that means everyone will have a much better 2023 and we can all enjoy a little bit of fun and a little bit more normality. Anyway, let me tell you the story of how I got locked down in a hotel that I wasn't even staying in. So as you know, we've been trying to travel around China to make content for you guys for next year. But the COVID situation is getting a lot worse here in China.
At any domestic station or airport, COVID codes, tests and queues.
We left Beijing and headed to Chengdu. We spent about 9 days there making loads of videos. We literally filmed every single day. Honestly, it was exhausting, but the cases were creeping up, so we decided to move on. Trouble is, I couldn't go back to Beijing because I had a pop-up.
And for those of you who don't know, a pop-up basically means that, according to a big data process that nobody quite understands, the health monitors have marked you out as potentially having come into contact with COVID.
It's really weird though because Jack didn't have a pop-up and we literally had been to all of the same places. So I don't know why I couldn't get back to Beijing, but Jack potentially could have got back. But we decided, okay, let's not go back, we'll try to go somewhere else. We spent ages looking for a good place to go to try and get rid of this pop-up, a good place to film, a good place to make content, and eventually we decided and settled on Nanjing.
Little side note, Nanjing was the place where our China journey started 5.5 years ago. So this would make the perfect bookend to our extended visit to the Middle Kingdom.
We arrived in Nanjing and the hotel refused to take us because we come from Chengdu, even though we had rang them and asked if it was okay. They also said that no other hotel would take us, so we were pretty screwed. So we decided to move on and we arrived in Shanghai.
Surely things could only get better from now on, right?
I feel a little bit emotional. To be honest, this is bullshit.
We were so happy to arrive in Shanghai and everything was fine. It was so nice to meet up with some old friends, have a little bit of a relax, plan some videos, and we were so excited to go out and film them. We'd also planned to make some videos with my friend Phoebe. I don't know if you remember her, she was in the Xi'an videos with me.
Actually, with reactions like that, how could you forget her?
So the plan was, in the morning, I would go to Phoebe's hotel, we would have a nice chill breakfast, and then Jack would go straight and start filming, because you know what Jack's like, he's a complete workaholic. Then we went to leave to meet Jack, and we couldn't.
Apparently there was a case here.
What?
Yeah, no.
A case in the
I don't know
hotel?
what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
baby.
know what's gonna happen. I'm so pissed off.
First, they were just about to go outside, and then the white coats came and have sealed off the hotel. I obviously tried to stay calm to try to keep her calm. Really, we don't know anything yet, okay?
Yeah.
We don't know anything yet, so you just, and I know it's so hard to stay calm, but you've just gotta, you've got to stay calm, okay? If I'm brutally honest, it's absolute bullshit. I know we're all trying to kind of do our best to keep COVID down and stuff, but I'm a few streets away, and it's like it doesn't exist, COVID.
I feel like I just can't breathe.
It's okay, you just gotta stay breathing, okay? Sit down for a bit, maybe lie on the floor or something, get some blood to your head, yeah? The mental turmoil that everyone is going through in that hotel right now, I guess it won't just be them, it'll be all of the guests.
Eventually, they told us the minimum amount of time we would have to stay here.
So we've just found out that we're going to be released on the 30th. Today is the 25th. 5 days, I guess. This is not how I expected to end my last week in China. But on the bright side, we've got a nice big room. We've got some food. And we've got a Jack on the outside to help us get some stuff.
Once we knew our fate, I started to feel a little better and went from being hyper-emotional to hyper-practical.
So at this point, I had nothing. I had no things, just what I was wearing and a tiny handbag. Jack wasn't stuck in the hotel. He was outside.
All right, that there is the Hotel of Doom.
It looks pretty heavily guarded, so I don't reckon he'll be breaking us out.
So yeah, they've chained up all the exits. What the would they do if there's a fire or something? I hope there's some protocols in place for that kind of thing.
So thankfully, he could go back to our hotel, get me some clothes, get me my belongings, and then bring it to this hotel so that I had some things whilst I was here.
Just doing our washing, slightly awkwardly, just found someone else's knickers in our pants, I'm not really sure, in our washings. All right, it's me, I'm back at the hotel again. I've just packed a suitcase, given it to the breader. Hopefully he's gonna take it to Nico.
Yeah, this is us. And this. The thing seems very folded. Everything's just kind of thrown in there.
But in all fairness, he did manage to remember the most essential items.
So there are some pros to this room. Phoebe got a massive room. So I've got my own bed. And a massive window, and we can see the button. This is my last week in China, and I'm spending it stuck in a hotel room with Jack on the outside. So I'm going to show you what a day in my life is like when I'm locked down in a hotel room in Shanghai.
Of course, our day started like any other, with me springing out of bed, not once, but several times. You will see why later. Next, it's time to fire up the coffee machine. Ooh, who's that knocking on the door? Nice, a breakfast delivery. Let's see what we have here.
Cauliflower, pork, bacon, and some sausages, boiled egg, and a little mini croissant. Beautiful view to have a breakfast. Oh, that is not good.
After breakfast, we've been doing a dance workout so we don't turn into total heifers during this lockdown. Usually around 1 p.m, we are summoned out of our room for a COVID test.
So, how was that?
Oh, I hate it.
I hate the nose one. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. But at least it's not up my bum.
Fortunately, after the first day, they spared our noses and our bums and switched to oral COVID tests.
Oh, no up the nose today. Woohoo!
A WeChat group was quickly established to keep us up to date on when to go for a test, meal times, and other useful info. Although it quickly descended into chaos. A lot of the guests were unhappy with being locked up for 5 days, despite the official laws stipulating we should be kept inside for a maximum of 3 days. We were invited downstairs for a protest via the group.
The official rule here is now 3 days. 3 days, you complete 2 PCR tests, that's it. Yeah, that's it, yeah. This is so outrageous.
People are not very happy.
Being a foreigner and not wanting to exacerbate the situation, I stayed way back from the action, and people seemed pretty angry. In fact, a few people even tried to run away. I don't think they got very far though. Probably best to head back to the room before this properly kicks off. Despite the guests causing quite the ruckus, the hotel didn't punish us by withholding lunch.
This is the first lunch we've actually had here because they didn't give us it on the first day. Phoebe went down to argue that. Scrambled egg is a bit odd.
Lunch wasn't always amazing, but as our afternoons were so packed with activities, we tended to happily wolf down wherever they gave us. Right, let's get influencing.
So you might be wondering what we are doing back in our robes even though we are all dressed. Well, we are making content! Okay, I don't think you can see it because it's not the nicest day today, but seriously, the view from here is freaking amazing. It is what is keeping us sane right now in this hotel quarantine, because if we couldn't see that, it'd be really depressing. But we can see Shanghai, so it makes us feel like we're still out there.
Yeah, if you're gonna get locked down anywhere, then make sure it is your friend's massive hotel room. Actually, why don't I give you a little tour?
So this is our hotel. Let me show you around. Toilet, huge bath, snack drawer, lots of fruit, lots of wardrobe space, some salsa, some yogurt, 2 beds, which is amazing, huge TV with an HDMI cable, desk. Then we've got these 2 comfy chairs with this amazing view of Shanghai. So we can sit here and watch the world go by. Woohoo!
Yep, that's the best way to while away the hours whilst we wait for dinner to arrive.
And at night, you can see Shanghai really comes to life. And we can see the Oriental Pearl Tower. If we stand in the corner, we can see the rest of the skyline. It's amazing. I think we would have gone insane if it hadn't been for this incredible view.
Anyway, here's dinner. Although let's keep it brief because part 2 of this vlog will be dedicated to everything we ate during lockdown.
That's good. That's nice. Looks good. Good.
And for the evening's entertainment, well, as life on the outside is way too busy these days, we use this opportunity to catch up with friends.
We were planning on leaving China next week anyway, and me and Jack are going to opposite sides of the world, and we're not going to see each other for 2 months. So we really wanted to make the most of this time, but I guess next year is going to be all the more sweeter because we're not going to have these extra worries and the impending doom of lockdown. I mean, personally, I've been stressing and worrying about it all year because there's been rises and then it'll go down and then it'll rise again, and you just never know what's going to happen. Are you going to get a pop-up? Can you go to work? So yeah, it's eventually caught up with me right at the end. But I'm going to try and make the most of the few days that we have here and try and make lots of content.
So stay tuned for our next vlog, in which I will show you all of the weird, wonderful, tasty, and damn right awful things we ate during our lockdown experience. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you next time. Bye!